Gutierrez, and Instructional Coordinator at Bosque Redondo Memorial at Fort Sumner Historic Sites. And today we're going to talk about brush structure and making a small model of one, like what the Navajo people had to endure while being interned at Bosque Redondo Reservation. So most of my videos began with step by step. This is going to be a little different. This is kind of free form. So first, go ahead and gather some materials that you're going to need for this project, and then we'll come back and see about assembly.
Well, one thing, if I'm going to make a brush structure with what is available, I have to go outside and see what is available. Now, in my last lesson, I did some yucca, and so I do have some of these leftover yucca reeds, and I think these would be pretty good. So I'm going to collect a few of these. I don't know what all else will work, but I've got some of those. And of course, I'm not going to make a full-size structure, so I'm going to make a miniature. So I will need things that will work for that. I'm going to need some sticks, and I'm going to need some grass. Now, I don't want to get a huge bush because that would be too large. Now, here is an example of a very small mesquite. Imagine this is what they used. And these have thorns. Even the small ones have thorns. That doesn't look too wicked, but I guarantee you on the big ones they are. So, and then it's springtime, so we have blanket flowers. Imagine this is pretty much what it would look like. Now it's spring here, so that's why it's a little greener, but most of the green stuff that you're seeing is mainly either grass or large clumps of mesquite. And then the trees would be these cedar trees in the background. And so it wasn't a lot for building materials or for protection, shade from the sun. Man, there's a lot of stickers, a lot of cactus. And New Mexico is full of things like this. Cholla, which has some nasty little stickers on them. So yeah. And here you can see this was a mesquite that was actually cut down, and this is what's left of the root in the ground. Now the people that were at the reservation would dig these up and use them for firewood. So you can see this is above ground, and this one was removed in order to do some work at my property. So you can see how large, and this is is a decent sized one, and it's a real hard wood, so it was good. But can you imagine digging that up? Look, building materials. Found some dry brush that came off of a cedar tree. You can see there's a lot of sticks and stuff, so I think this is going to be a good place to harvest some building material. I think to cover, so I'm going to put the sticks, and I've got some things to cover, but I like something green like this. Might be very useful to be kind of the outside covering before I place the mud.
Okay, so now you've got some stuff. Like I've got stuff here. You saw me on the video collecting all of this. So here's my variety of things. Some sticks, some yucca, some mesquite, just so that you can see what it was like. And you gotta be very careful with this stuff because this has thorns. Even the small ones have thorns. So, on the big ones, they're like that. But on these ones, they're still really flexible, but they will still get you. So we have our materials here, our dirt, which in a moment we're going to make at the end. Oops, there's some more material in there. At the end we'll make mud to cover the structure. And some other things that may be useful. Dental floss, our good old rope. I've got scissors, and I also got pruning shears because I don't want to tear up my scissors on the branches. But you can also break them, so it's really not that big a deal. So depending on where you're at in your area, depends on what kind of materials that you can gather. And so basically the brush structures were when the Navajo came to the reservation, when they were marched there, they didn't have homes. There wasn't a home ready for them, so they had to build it. And there wasn't a lot of trees. As you saw in the video, I showed you a piece of the segment where just kind of show you some of the outdoors out here in the Pecos River Valley, and it is sparse. Very, very few trees. So they used mesquite, and so they would have to gather this mesquite. That was something very different than what they had when they were in the Four Corners area. So we're going to start with our sticks. And this is miniature, so we're not going to be huge. We're not going to make it really large. We're going to make it kind of small. And I don't know how this is going to turn out because we're doing it together. I'm going to choose some straight ones. It's almost straight enough. Try to break them all about the same size. Looks like a shirt. Now, one thing about it, you don't want a lot of sticks. They didn't have a lot of trees, so it would be kind of cheating if we made ours a log cabin, because they wouldn't have done that. In fact, the entire fort was made out of adobe because there wasn't a lot of trees to harvest. Although the word in Spanish, Bosque Redondo, means round grove, and it was named for the trees, the few trees growing around the Pecos River where they located the fort. Okay. Now, what's nice, if you start with a cardboard, if you use this as, for one, you can use it as a diorama later and decorate it. But the other thing, too, is that what the Navajo would have done was dug into the soil to create their base. We can't dig into cardboard, but the nice thing about cardboard is you can poke into it. So I'm going to kind of do a structure kind of like a teepee. Straightest pieces. So we'll probably start with maybe, yeah, let's do 4. I don't make it too large, because if I make it too large, then I have to cover it. And I think so some pictures on the activity sheet, they were not really large structures, though they dug them into the ground, and you can imagine, out here we have a lot of bugs. So, alrighty. So I want that to stand up. So prop it is. So I use my hand to dunda floss. And they didn't have a lot of rope either. General Carlton saw how the Pueblo people lived, and he wanted the Navajo and the Apache to create these adobe apartment-like structures of the Pueblo. But due to both tribes' cultural beliefs and religious beliefs, that was not possible. The Navajo live in bands of clans, which are, I guess, family groups. Just tied off. Too short makes it hard to tie. There we go. So we've got that. Now I'm going to kind of start to cover it. And this is what makes the cardboard so nice. And if you want to, yeah, glue the sticks into the cardboard and that will keep it from coming up. Okay. And in the spirit about here, I thought I'd definitely use some mesquite. So they would have mesquite. See the little thorns? Oh, these little rubber shapes. Even the little guys have thorns. So maybe useful to use gloves if you're using real dry material. I got a little bit of dry material, I got a little bit of green. some of this. This was really neat. Grass. Now, this is kind of cheating because you can imagine if you were to scale this up, this would be very large. That's not something they would have had. But this is a model. If you're doing this inside your house, definitely keep the broom handy. This is going to be a little messy. Yes. I also brought some yucca, which I thought might be useful to. I'm not sure what, but I'm going to give it a shot. Like I said, totally free. What's going to be challenging is my idea is at the end of this is to cover it in kind of a stucco like they did. And you can imagine once we start as soft as this is going to be challenging to get the mud on. Pieces, maybe this one. It's completely freeform. I'm kind of using this as the entrance. So they would have used, Navajos were, and still are, very well known for weaving. So they would have used probably a blanket to cover the front doors, which would have faced east. Very important for the east. They greeted the sun every morning. I was using this as a skeet again. I want to make sure I do not stub myself. Yeah, I don't want to stub myself. Okay. I also got some just dry grass. Navajos traditionally lived in a structure called a hogan, and it kind of started out in this somewhat of the shape, but now that over time evolved to care to be more wood, and it's many-sided. Again, the front door always faced east, and that was typically made out of logs. So the more traditional structures also had a deer roof. Okay, I can just keep putting this on and putting this on. I don't know how this is going to go. We shall see. It's going to be interesting to see how the mud sticks. Okay, so and it's totally freeform. It's still pretty stable because we're just going to need it because mud. Okay. Okay, so we got dirt, and what I did with the soil so that it didn't have as much sticks. I'm going to start with a little bit like that. A little water. Now when you add the water, you want to add it kind of slowly so you don't make it too soupy, as you need it to be like a mud consistency, like a kind of like maybe cake batter, but definitely not like pancake batter. So just no idea how it's going to work. So we're going to give this a shot. Now I'm using kind of a little putty knife here. And I'm thinking that if I start at the top and work down, that'll be my best bet. And we shall see. I have no idea if the knife is going to work or if it's going to be finger time. Imagine that's what it was like for them as well, just kind of daubing the mud on place. Okay. You can also imagine every time it rained what it was like. That finger seemed to work much better than putty knife. And just kind of daubing it on. Whatever technique you find it works, that's the one you want to use. Now they left a little part at the top, and this was to let the smoke out. Kind of fun. You didn't get enough grass on the outside, it may not stick. And I think maybe that might be some of my problem. That mud's heavy in comparison to the grass. Oops, sort of working. Coming on this side. And it starts to kind of come apart as we put some more grass to help it kind of hold together. The grass makes a difference. You can imagine this took continual care. Trying not to have holes, but it seems to be. One thing that may be helpful with the mud is to let it dry out and then add more. So let me see how that works. But for now, one free-form brush structure. You can imagine living in this yourself. So now, go ahead, get your materials, and try and see what you come up with. And if you'd like, take a picture and share with us. We'd love to see what you do. Hey, thank you.